Well, hello everybody at Real Women of Philadelphia, and hi Anna, it's me again, Cindy Jameson, and welcome back to my kitchen. Desserts are one of my favorite things to eat. From pies to ice cream to cookies to brownies, I love it all. And growing up with my mother, who was always in the kitchen cooking and baking for us, I think that's where my love of baking came about, because some of my fondest memories are of being in the kitchen with my mother. And what could be better for desserts than Philadelphia cream cheese? This little beauty is just perfect in everything. It melts so creamy and smooth. It's so versatile. You could put it in just about anything and it'll give you that wonderful tang and creaminess. So today I'd like to use some Philadelphia cream cheese to make a wonderful apple crisp for you. So the first thing we want to do is to chop our apples. Now, being a mother of 2 young children, I've had to peel and chop many an apple, let me tell you. And I want to show you a really neat trick on how to get that core out quickly and easily. So what I did is I peeled my apples and I cut them in half, and now I'm just going to take my melon baller and just run it along that core on the inside, and there you go. The core is out and it only took you, what, 1 second? Now I just want to make some sort of nice sauce to coat our apples before we top it with our crumble mixture. And this is where the product we all know and love, Philadelphia cream cheese, comes into play. I have 4 ounces of Philadelphia cream cheese. You can use light, but I'm using regular today. And to that I want to add a single serving, one of those single serve containers of unsweetened applesauce. And I'm just going to whisk 2 of those together. This will just bring a nice, slight tangy flavor to our sweet apples, and it'll just go so well with the cinnamon and the sugar. So that's all mixed up really well. So to that I'd like to add some wonderful brown sugar. I really love baking with brown sugar. It just gives a deeper flavor, I find. So I'm going to do a 1/4 cup of brown sugar, and then I'm going to do a 1/4 cup of regular granulated sugar. And I also want to add some spices to our sauce. So I'm going to do a few shakes, maybe a 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon, about 1/8 of a teaspoon of nutmeg. Cinnamon and nutmeg all just go perfectly with apples. And my secret weapon, cloves. I just love cloves. The smell of cloves and the taste of cloves just reminds me of Christmas, because my parents and my grandmother always put cloves in their tuxiad. So when I smell cloves, it just brings a happy feeling to my heart. So I'm just going to mix that up with our cream cheese and our applesauce. And now our apples. I have about 6 small apples, well, small to medium I would say, and today I'm using Macintosh apples because that's the kind we prefer. So I'm just going to pour our yummy cream cheese sauce in here, and just to add some nice color and a bit more tart tanginess, I want to add 1/3 cup of dried cranberries and just a little bit more sweetness, 1/3 cup of golden raisins. Apples and raisins and cranberries just seem to go so well together. So we're going to put this into our baking dish. The apples are nice and coated with that tangy, sweet cream cheese mixture. And you can see the little bits of red cranberries peeking through. This is going to be so pretty. Now we'll set this aside and start working on our crumb topping. For our topping, I want to start with half a cup of large flaked rolled oats. Oats are just so good for you. They're good for your heart. They're perfect in baking. And to that, I want to add, this is about half a cup of bran flakes. You know how you get those little tiny bits of cereal at the bottom of your cereal bags? I don't really like eating those in my cereal, so I save them all and use them in baking or to coat fish or chicken. It's a wonderful, wonderful thing to do. So I'm going to add those in there too. And I have about a quarter cup of flour. That'll help bind everything together. And about half a cup of chopped almonds. Now these are raw almonds because they're going to toast up in the oven since they're in our topping. And they'll get all nice and brown and wonderful. And I also want to add about a quarter cup of brown sugar. And I would say maybe 2 tablespoons of our wonderful, pure, organic Canadian maple syrup. I think maple syrup is maybe one of the best things to come out of Canada. So we'll mix that all up just to get everything all distributed evenly so we don't have clumps of sugar here or there. So to our topping mixture, I want to add about, I'd say, a quarter cup of butter. This has been softened to room temperature. So you just want to work that all in until it becomes crumbly. And we'll sprinkle this on top of our wonderful, wonderful creamy apples. So our topping is all mixed together. It looks wonderful. I'm just going to sprinkle that all on top of our yummy, yummy apple filling. This is going to get nice and crunchy. It's going to be a wonderful contrast with the soft apples. I just want to make sure all the apples are covered. I like a lot of crumb topping on mine. Now my oven is preheated to 375 and I'll pop these in there for about 20 to 30 minutes until the apples are nice and tender, and then I'll see you then. So our apple crisp came out of the oven and I let it cool a bit while we were having dinner, and now it's time to plate it up. My house smells so wonderful right now. It just smells like cinnamon and nutmeg and cloves and apples and sugar. Oh, it just makes me so happy. Oh, that crisp crust topping is just so crunchy. And then I like a little bit of ice cream on mine. Oh my god. This is so good. The apples are tart but sweet, and the sauce is so creamy. Crumb topping is crunchy since you have those almonds in there and the bran flake cereal. Make your family happy and add some Philadelphia cream cheese to your apple crisp tonight. Thanks again for watching, and I hope to see you again soon with something else fabulous from my kitchen. Bye!